As Leonie would say, boom, we've got a brand new one-day special for you, and we've got Ali with us as well. I am super excited about this. Are you excited, Ali?
I'm excited and nervous as well.
Oh, don't be nervous. It's great to have your company as well. We always launch a one-day special at 6 o'clock here on Hochanda. It's a 24-hour deal, but do you know what? We're selling already. Will it last 24 hours? Who knows? That's down to you guys at home. What have we got in this one-day special?
Well, we wanted to make it special.
Yep, and certainly
what we wanted was kind of the idea was a takeaway workshop. So you've got 10 projects,
yes.
MDF kits, you've got embellishing bits, you've got papers, you've got moulding mesh, you've got all sorts of different things in there, little stencils and everything. But then you've also got a DVD of me going, this is what you can do, and talking you through some projects using what's in the kit. But also they're techniques that can be carried over to other projects.
Yeah,
so it's not like it's going to be when you've used everything in the kit, that's no good. All the techniques can be carried across to other projects.
It's a DVD of knowledge. We like that.
Yeah.
We all like knowledge. And I tell you something, if you've got 10 projects in here, look at the price. First of all, look at the saving. Oh my word, saving £69.05. It works out to be about £5 per project, which is an excellent deal. You've got 2 payments on this if you wish to pay like that. It's £25 today and £25 in a month's time. Now, everything comes, I'm just going to nip over to the back, everything comes in a fabulous case. And when you get that home, you could decorate it to look like this. Isn't that? It won't come to you like this. It comes to you in the regular silver, aluminium. Yeah. And then you can do whatever you like with it. But you can imagine doing that and going to work. That's your briefcase.
Yeah, it'd be lunch in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, your lunchbox. That would be good.
I think it'll be important papers you open up. It's your sarnies.
Yeah, I like that. Very, very good. Or you could put a bit of foam in there. You could put your tools in there. For your
it's
pens.
basically, it's a case that can be used for all sorts of things. So you could keep all your papers. It's A4, so you can keep your papers and things like that in. But it's also a fun project.
Yeah. Right. If you want to go for this, details are on your screen. 779118. If it is in your basket, I do recommend you check out your basket. But you do get more than just the MDF because you get lots of embellishments so that you can actually start to build and create. What are we getting, Ali?
Right, so you're getting some printed papers. They are what we call collage paper. They're on 80 GSM, and so you can tear them, you can ink them. You also get 3 sheets that have photographs in the same format, which we will come to that later. They're great to use as they are, but there's a medium we've got on the show that they work nicely with as well. You've got moulding mesh. Now, the colour of the moulding mesh may change depending what colour you get in there, but it doesn't matter because you can gesso it, you can gleam it. This is fun, this is magical. We will be using this in our first demo. It's what creates a lot of texture in the background of the samples. You've got 2 little stencils, you've got some embellishments, you've got some bling bits, some dewdrops, you've got a taster of some of the new Fantastical Imaginarium. You've got a pair of wings, a fob watch and 3 pen nibs. Have I mentioned the tickets? I think I've mentioned the tickets. You've also got the twine, which is something I use all the time, and anybody that comes to my workshops knows twine is always available. You've got a sheet of MDF circles which come with corresponding watch faces, which are really nice for making focal points. And I think that's everything in the case. Then you've got your 10 MDF kits as well.
Wow.
That took a lot of breath.
Wow, that is a huge amount, isn't it, for a low price? What an incredible deal. One day special, we thought as much. It's busy. I would definitely pop this into your basket and check it out to make sure you've got it, because we're approaching 10% already and we're only 4 minutes into the show. And what a wonderful workshop to have and to keep with you and to work through the different projects, and then to have some further knowledge from Ali, because you've got the DVD that you can watch again and again. Yeah. And do you know what? Take it in your own time.
Exactly. They're done based on the kits in here, but all the techniques, you can pick bits out of this technique and add it to that one, and you can mix and match. It's really just to give you that confidence when you get it home. There's nothing worse than getting it home and going, oh, what did you do? And we're not all the greatest at doing things as soon as they drop through the door. So I know the shows stay on rewind for a while, but they don't stay on forever. No. And I know people go, 3 years ago you did. So we'll get the DVD out and you can have a look.
Yeah, it's a fantastic idea. Now, all the projects that you see around the one day special that we've got here, everything is made with the one day special. So you're not seeing any extra embellishments. It's all made with the one day special.
The only thing I've added is flowers, because we've all got flowers lurking around, and some paints.
Yeah.
But all the MDF, all the like the pen nibs, the fob watch on the steampunk frame, you've got the lovely fob watch and things like that. That is all in the one day special.
It's a great deal, isn't it? It really is. Now we've got some great demonstrations coming up, and if you've got any questions, you're more than welcome to email in. We like that. It's studio@hochanda.com. We'll leave a message on Facebook. It's your show, so if there's something you need to know and I'm not asking, then please do email in. Right, we've got some more for you, so let's just head down the counter in case you want to add anything to your basket. Maybe you've got another project on the go. We've got some washes for you now. There's something quite extraordinary about these.
Yes, so these are from our Fantastical Imaginarium range. They're a lightweight embellishment which can be left as it is, which is lovely in the gold, or you can take all your paints and pastes and gleams and things like that to them, and you can just attach them. They're all flat back, so they fit nicely onto your projects. And you've got the lovely detail in there.
There's a lot of detail. I love that. They are super lightweight. Now you get 12, and guess what? 20% has already gone. 20% has already gone. Sorry, approaching 20% has already gone. Approaching 20% of 12 clocks. Beautiful detail in there. So if you do want to go for your fob watches, pop them into your basket. Not limited to one per person, just saying. Now we've got some wings, pairs of wings as well.
Pairs of wings, yes. We're very careful to make sure that you get an equal number of left and right wings.
Oh, do you know what? I love wings. I really do. They can add so much detail, can't they?
And they do work really nicely with the fob watch. You will notice that I've used them with the fob watches quite a lot because I do like the expression time flies. But on this sample, I've used an old paintbrush as the thing. And there's our little angel. She is a photo from the one day special.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at the detail with the wings and the feathers as
You've
well.
got all the detail of the feathers, and then when you start adding your gilding waxes on top. So yeah, here's an old paintbrush, and I just added the wings to it. So, and then that's the moulded mesh in the background on a one day special kit. And then away you go.
Something very steampunk, isn't there, about adding wings to clocks, to watches, to photos, to hearts as well.
Yeah, yeah, anything like that. So you can just use very simple things, and they just really, and you can have them, although we've got them sort of that, you can have them on the more Angel Gabriel type wings as well if you want to. They're done in such a way that you can be creative
or certain
with them.
Motorcycle clubs as well, which is lovely. Let me just, do you want me to lift those two wings up? I'm just going to pick those up. Do you mind?
You get them?
Oh, so lightweight. Well, then wings are, aren't
They're
they?
featherweight, aren't they?
Yeah, they are featherweight. Let me just put those two together. Can you see those two together?
They look really pretty like that.
They do look very, very pretty. £9.99 for 12 of your... Is it 12 wings or 12 pairs?
12 wings. 12
wings, so that's 6 pairs. Just needed to let you know that. Let's pop that down there. Now, wings, watches, faces.
Yes.
These are extraordinary. Now, over 40% of the stock has already
people
gone.
have been having fun with these.
Oh my God, I don't know whether we can get any more, but we've got them here. These are extraordinary. I'm going to lift one of these up so we can see that. We just lean over them.
We did make this challenging for you today with height-wise.
These are fantastic. And I guess gender neutral.
They are. The actual master was made from the female form, but when you strip all the detail back and you're just left with the face. But I've added on one of the samples, can I bring this one in to show, because
I'm going to lift this up to put it at the side of it. And let me just rebuild the pack shot because I am wrecking everything.
We did make it challenging.
Yes. Let me just... I'll hold that. Yes.
So I used some of the twine from the one day special to give the face a beard, and that's Old Father Time.
And the great thing is on the back of the face, that is flat, so you can quite easily stick it on your projects.
And again, you can paint them, you can use all your pastes and all sorts of things on them. So they are really nice, and they're a good size as well.
I'd put a little hook on the top and just hook it up somewhere. That would be lovely.
And also, because they're plaster, if you put essential oils on the back of them, you can make, you know, the nice scented things, because it will absorb the essential oils.
So you make the faces scented?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Have you not seen that yet? You can hang them, so if you make a wreath or something like that, maybe a face hanging in a wreath would be a little bit spooky, but I kind of like it.
Well, Halloween.
Exactly. But yes, you can make them scented.
That's fantastic. We're busy. 3/4 of the stock gone of those faces. You are getting 10 large cast plaster faces for £9.99. Right, 3/4 of the stock are going. They are flying out. Oh, we're approaching 80%. I can't keep up with the updates, and this is genuine excitement, genuine information. I'm genuinely being told.
I'm genuinely panicking about demos.
Yes, to move away. Oh, there you go. Let's
it's all too much.
Soon. Right, over 80%. Now we move it steady, which is so exciting.
I know. We're a nightmare.
Right, now we do get some of these in the one-day special.
You get one set in the one-day special, and this is a double set because I've used these a lot and have really enjoyed using them.
Yeah, they are lovely, aren't they? Now, let me just show you some samples here that we've got. I've got one in my hand here. It's lovely. Just adds that extra detail, doesn't it?
It does, and because the clock face is separate from the MDF, it means you can do all the painting and all of that, then put the clock face on right at the end. No mucky fingerprints, no getting ink where you don't want it.
Yes.
And I did these as a workshop, not this weekend, the weekend before, and they just all looked amazing.
They certainly do. Let me just pop that down. You hold on to that, Ali, so it doesn't fall off, because I wanted... Do you mind if I'm going to try and lean over? So
I've got hold of everything.
I want to show you the clock faces that you've got, if I may. There you go. So, aren't they pretty? And then you've got the back here, so you've got the lovely detail, the workings in there. I love the Roman numerals as well. I love the vintage style effect.
They are actual photographs as well, so they look like the hands are dimensional, but they're not. They're just obviously just flat printed out, and then you can obviously ink the edges. You can tone the colours down a little bit if you want to, but they're really useful. And I was amazed that when I put them on over the top of the black background, how it really popped and brought everything to life. I was really pleased with them.
They're great, aren't they? And you get the MDF as well to go with them. So, 2528114 is your item number. Only £9.99. Now we've got some stencils for you, or textured mask. Mask, stencil, mask.
Got a bit of a mixture here. Basically, a mask protects the area so that if you had, say, a book page and you put a mask over the top, you ink. When you lift off, the design is left in the book page.
Yes.
A stencil, you ink straight through and you get the design. So some of these, because they're textures, it can work either way.
Oh, fantastic. That's great news. And we've got some really quirky designs here. And the beauty is, with a stencil, with a mask like this, you've got the capability of creating your own design.
You can layer these. You can obviously run them through your die cutting machine and emboss with them. Use them with all your pastes. The mermaidy under the sea faces that I've done, I used the wood grain, as we call it, in the background to make like wave effect.
Fantastic.
So you can just really mix and match, and the tiles is really nice because it's almost got a woven look to it. So just all about building up texture. Yeah,
it's a great idea. You've got 4 right here for £9.99. There you go. You can see that texture in the background, just building that up. Again, it's all that added detail that you can keep adding that really builds up your projects. 823001 is your item number. For these 4, it works out to be £2.50 each, which is great. Now, we have had a technical sellout. Look at that. The faces, technical sellout means they're all in baskets. We are trying to find out if we can get any more for you, but for the moment, if it's in your basket, please do check out. If you don't check out, it will pop out after 10 minutes and someone else will be able to get that. It's how the system works. Also busy, the one-day special. Over 20% of the stock has gone. It's £49.99. It's a huge saving of that original price of £119.04. And it gives you 10 projects. Works out to be £5 a project. You've got your MDF. And you've also got all the added extras as well, including the case. 779118 is your item number, 2 payments of £25. Right, Ali, what should we have a look at?
Right, so I'm going to start with the palette art, which is one of the kits within the one-day special. So basically, it comes to you like this. So 4 big planks, 2 little planks, which you can then arrange however you want. You can have them spread out, you can have them all perfectly even. I always tend to go a little bit random, just because I can. And then you use the 2 thinner ones to support it all together.
Ah, right.
So I'm just going to apply a bit of glue.
So it's like it's also like a little mini fence as well.
Yeah, you can do all sorts of things with it. In fact, on one time, I didn't glue one of the bits on the back. I glued it on the front and made it into a shelf, because that's what you can do.
Perfect.
So I'm just positioning these, and then you need to give the glue a couple of minutes to grab and hold your planks in.
Okay. What glue are you using?
I'm using our acrylic glue, which has quite a fast grab,
yeah.
but I'm going to just challenge it a little bit and flip that over.
Okay, well done.
Because I can.
We've got Stamps Away glue.
Yes,
is that the glue you
that's it, the acrylic glue.
That's it. We'll bring that on the screen for you, $11.99. It's always good to have the right glue, isn't it? And then you know when you're putting your projects together, it's going to work. 092278 your item number, and you get 3 pots of the acrylic glue, 50ml in each. Whilst we're just cutting that up, I've got a couple of samples to show you here, because we can use it in the way that Ali's putting it together, but there it is, all together. If I turn that around, you'll see how that's been constructed. So that's all in line. You can do it like that. That looks great, doesn't it?
That's Graphic 45, and of course anybody that knows Graphic 45 is they have these beautiful pieces of paper that you don't necessarily want to cut up. So I use that a lot on palette art because you can celebrate the paper without ruining it.
That is a great idea. Here's my favourite, everyone. I'm just love the colours on that, how that's been put together. And I like that word, hello. Yeah, very nice.
It says a lot. You'd have that hanging in the hallway as a welcome sign.
I certainly would. Hello. Love that.
Right, I've just taken one of my circles from the watches sheet.
Okay.
And I've sandwiched some of the moulding mesh between it and my palette.
Right.
Okay, so basically with moulding mesh, because it's a heat reactive material, you want something to hold it in place. So I'm using that to hold it in place.
Heat reactive, I'm intrigued. Now we did say these will come in different colours.
Yes, the colour doesn't really matter because you will, they take paint and gleams, and sometimes you might want to leave it the exact colour it comes.
Oh, it's a bit like shrink plastic.
It is, but you can just control it. And because you've got that central bit holding it in place, and before you heat it, the individual strands can be taken apart, so you can actually take bits out and get it to...
Oh my goodness.
And just, if you find it's going too quickly, move your heat gun away until you get a design that you're happy with.
Oh, it reminds me of Doctor Who and the Sea Devils, what they used to wear.
Yeah, I mean, you can have great fun. You can shape it round things as well. So you could put it over the face and shape it and things like that. Okay, so then all I'm going to do now is using my glue. I'm going to be quite generous with the glue because I'm going to throw a lot of stuff on here. So I'm just...
Will it dry clear?
It does dry clear. I'm rushing this bit because I want to get to the... Because we've done the really fun bit, which is the moulding mesh.
Yes.
I'm just adding in some little flowers. So these are just flowers from my stash. If you've got dies, you can obviously die cut up a load of flowers in advance. You could put in old beads, all sorts of different things. So I'm just adding some flowers.
Now the circle in the middle comes from the watch faces. They're available, but I've got an update on the fantastic Imaginariums. Over 70% of the stock has gone. They would look fantastic with this mesh.
They do.
$9.99. There's 12 of those fob watches, but we're very, very busy for them.
There will be some samples with the mesh behind the fob watches. Okay, so I've started building up there. Now the mesh has come in from the side.
Yes.
I've got some blank bits here.
Yes.
Oh, I just happen to have some little stencils here that are from the one-day special, and I just happen to have...
These are cute, aren't they?
They're nice, a little size, so you can just come in. I also happen to have a big pot of ready mix filler at the side, because that's the sort of thing you always have on your table, isn't it? Of course you do. So I'm just going to come in and add a little bit of texture. I always do this after I've done the mesh because that will tell me where my gaps are, because you can guarantee if you start putting texture behind it, when you start heating the mesh, it's going to go in a completely opposite direction to what you want it to.
I like these smaller stencils or masks because they're very easy to use, but also just because they're smooth doesn't mean, small doesn't mean to say you can't use them on a larger surface.
No, you can extend them out easily and you can tile them. These are almost like an opposite to each other, so you've got the little tile effect and you've got the sort of grout effect, I suppose. Okay, so I'm
going to ask a question because I'm intrigued. Why did you put that on afterwards rather than before you put the mesh on? Is it because you want that as the focal and you're building around it?
Yes, because if I had the mesh that size and I start heating it and it doesn't pull in from that corner, I'm not going to need anything in that corner. So by letting it pull in first, so I could actually, if I wanted to, go and add a little bit more there. So once I've got my main centre sorted, I can then see where I need to fill in.
That's a very good
It
point.
just saves you having to go back and doing it again, because if I had done that and it hadn't have pulled in, I didn't need to do that. It's the same as I tend to build first and then paint, because there's no point in painting the back of something you're not going to see. I'm a lazy crafter.
No, it makes sense, Harry, it makes sense.
Now, in the One Day Special, we also put these little bags. They're something that I grab time and time again in workshops. So when we were putting them together, it's like, well, what do I put out on the tables in workshop? What's the things that people grab? And these are them. So there's the dewdrops, which are these lovely little dots, which you can use like as the middles of flowers. You can use them as faux sort of pearl effects. But I'm just going to use them to just add a little bit of more texture, and I'm going to add a little blob of glue. So I'm just adding some glue, and I'm just throwing a couple of those on. I'm not worrying about getting them all perfectly level, because I'm not using them as pearls. They're just to create some interest and a bit more texture in the corner.
Now, at the bottom of your screen, we're going to run across a bar, or a bar will run across the bottom of your screen, and that's going to give you the contents of the One Day Special, so you can see just how much is in there. And what a great description is, it is a workshop in a box. So if you think about maybe getting together with some of your friends, you've got 10 projects in there, which is a great, you could take that with you, and you've got 10 MDF kits in there, you've got all the added extras. That is a weekend workshop maybe for you and your friends if you're going away for a couple of days. What a lovely addition for £49.99.
Go and rent a cottage somewhere.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Take your box and have a nice craft day. So I've got to the stage here where I've got all the texture that I want on there. I could go and do more if I wanted to, but I've got enough for now. I've left this circle clear. I've not glued the flowers to it because I want to be able to tuck my watch face in when I've done. So just gone round, I've put a load of glue, dropped these lovely little square sparkly bits. Now it doesn't matter about the colour because I'm actually going to paint over them, but if you wanted to keep the colour, you'd do that later. Right, so I'm going to leave it like that and then leave it to dry. Once it's dry, you want to paint it with the black gesso. Now, if you haven't got time to sit and paint all inside all of there, if you take a little water bottle, half fill it with warm water, get a paintbrush and drop some black gesso into it, give it a shake, and then you can spritz.
Oh, why warm water? I'm intrigued.
Warm water makes things mix better. Think if you've forgotten to boil the kettle and you try and make a cup of coffee. It's exactly the same thing. Warm water always helps things mix better.
You're right.
So as if by television magic, there's one.
Does it look effective all in black?
So taking it all back to black means that everything starts to look the same, and black gesso means that all surfaces will act the same. So even though we've got the plastic of the mesh, we've got MDF, we've got paper, because it's got gesso on, everything
will all be the same.
So all colours that I put on top now will all be uniform.
Oh gosh, now we've got some gesso on the show for you. We've got Stamps Away gesso with drying pyramids. £9.99 that is, 871331. I mean, I've not seen these drying pyramids yet.
Where did I put mine? I put mine in my, I put them safe, they're in here somewhere.
They help you dry.
They're little, they look like little traffic cones, and you put them underneath.
And just raise things up to dry.
It raises things up.
That's
so
fantastic.
If you were painting the edges, okay, the real reason that we've got these is because my husband was fed up of me sticking things to the kitchen work surface, because I don't have a craft room, I craft in our kitchen. So he would come in and I've got something drying on the work surface, there's gesso down the side and then it's stuck to the side, and there's gesso all over my kitchen work surface. So he did me some drying pyramids, which means that now it doesn't stick to the kitchen work surface and everything dries raised up, but also means that if I am doing the edge, it raises it away and I can run my paintbrush around easier. They're just a handy little gadget. They're one of those things that you've managed with before, but once you've had it, you're like, oh, how did I manage?
They're available in white and black. Now, the faces. We've managed to get some more faces for you, and these are going to be dispatched from the 2nd of March. 10 large cast plaster faces, 639842.
He was obviously in a good mood.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm just adding, so this is the gold gilding wax or gleams. It's like a mousse. It's actually water-based. So you can see it's picking up, and look how fabulous that moulding mesh looks, because it's all distorted. So I'm now coming in with the copper one.
Are these the gleams that
These
are on
are
the
the
show?
gleams, yeah.
Details are on your screen now. We'll try and keep you up to date with what we're using. 002037. You can get the gold and the copper.
Which is the combination
Or
I'm
the
using.
silver and the gold pearl. I don't know whether we've got a silver and gold pearl with us, but we're using the copper and the gold. But they are a joy to use because I can see just using your fingertips there, Ali, just so smoothly going onto everything, and excellent coverage as well.
And you don't use much. I know I keep appearing to be dipping into the pot, but I'm actually just using it from the rim. Okay.
And they're only $9.99. I've got a couple of the pots here with the, oh, these are gorgeous, the silver, and you can see there the pearl gold. I'll just show you the bottom, but then show you those.
The gold
you can see
pearl,
that pearl in there. Oh, the gold
pearl, when you use it over black, is like a really beautiful, warm, deep gold. It totally changes how it looks.
Really, it does look beautiful.
The silver is quite frosty.
Oh, lovely. Only $9.99.
The colours will blend together because they're water-based.
Now, we do have queues on the phone. I do need to let you know that, because if you're on the phone thinking, oh, why is no one answering? The girls and guys in the call centre are working very, very hard. I'll give them a wave. I always wave like that to the call centre. They don't listen to us, you see. Not because they don't want to listen to us.
because they're busy.
They're busy, so we just wave. Best way to order would be the website. Quickest way to order as well.
OK, so I have got this size space here. So which clock face do you want?
Oh, I knew you was going to ask me that. Well, do we go for a contrast or do we go for something similar? Contrast similar, contrast similar. That
Doable.
one?
That one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
OK. So because I've put the circle in place and I've black gessoed it and I've gilding waxed it, even if my cutting out is not perfect, it doesn't matter. It doesn't show.
Excellent.
It was all done in such a way, because cutting a circle is not easy. OK, so just remember to find your 12. OK, now I've put a bead on here to make it look like the winder on my fob watch.
Good.
So I need to make sure my 12 lines up there. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue. I'm going to tuck it underneath the flowers, position it round. There we go. See what I say about it pops straight out.
Yeah, like that. That is fantastic, isn't it? I think we've chosen the right colour there. We've had an email from Janie from Bizarrology. Hello, Janie. How are you? Janie says it's great to see us both on screen together, and it is an amazing one-day special. Oh, yeah, it's the first time we've worked together, isn't it?
It is. It is.
It's about time.
Well, I know.
It's about time. Enjoy your hot chocolate too, Janie?
Yes.
Oh, drinking hot chocolate. Oh. I ate some chocolate before the show.
She did.
And it's Daisy. Daisy, the dog's watching as well. Hello, Daisy. Walkies. You want a biscuit?
No, it's not biscuit time yet. Biscuit time's 6:30.
Oh, well, it sounds like biscuit will be now. If Millie's watching, every time you say that word, we have to speak in code at home.
Oh yeah, we spell.
Yeah.
But if you say to Daisy, "Where's Marvin?" that's a whole different thing.
Oh, what's happening now, do you think?
She'll be looking for her Marvin.
Oh, well, I do need to tell you that a quarter of the stock of the one-day special is gone. We're 28 minutes into the first live hour.
Can I relax yet?
No. No, of course, you can always relax. Oh, my goodness. The fob washes are also limited stock as well. We can't actually keep up with ourselves. It's incredible. It really is. We're all really, really excited. So we'll try and keep it as calm as we can, but we can't help it.
Well, I thought, should we do it nice? Because I was going to, shall I do it? I was like, do I do a steampunk thing or do I go nice and do a notice board? Quick.
Notice board.
Notice board?
Yes.
This is quite a calm one.
Yes.
Okay, this is a really nice, easy one.
Let's be calm.
So, and also it's just showing the variety of the sorts of kits you're getting. So this is a really nice little practical.
Could we have a face on it?
You can have a...
Oh, I've thrown you off now, haven't I?
Well, if you want me to do a face, I can do the Twisty shell. Should we do a Twisty shell? I can change my mind.
Oh, I feel really bad now.
No,
I'm
allowed
probably
to.
saying, oh, I really want...
That's all right, they can put you in at 9 o'clock.
I shouldn't really interfere.
No. You're not interfering.
Am I not?
No, not at all.
I don't want to get in trouble.
You will not get in trouble from me. Because look, I have everything in little bags. Let's do a twisty shelf.
Whilst you get all that ready, let's take you through the one-day special. Because we're very busy, I don't want anyone missing out. If you have just joined us, let's show you what you get. Let's go to the website first. This is where you can see all the items, actually, if you want to go for that DVD, $11.99 if you want to go for that one separately. But, of course, the best value, everyone, is in the one-day special. The projects are there separately. It might be you want to add another project to your one-day special. You're more than welcome to do that. The faces, they're back with us. We've sold out once, but they're on extended delivery, dispatching on the 2nd of March. You've got the watches, they're limited. And you've got the wings as well. They're beautiful. They really are. And I'll tell you something, if you use the gleams on those wings, oh my goodness, they'll look fantastic. Maybe the gilding flakes as well. Right. Compose your one-day special. Look at all of this. All the samples that have been made up with what you've got in the one-day special. So imagine this, if you've got a craft stall, imagine this in your home or gifts for somebody. This is the possibility that you've got right here. With your one-day special, you have 10 projects of MDF. With your one-day special, you have all the added extras. You've got these beautiful papers. You've got pictures in there as well. You've got a DVD from Ali. So you've got those fantastic projects within to start making and creating. You've got your stencils. You've got your twine in there. You've got your embellishments. You've got this fantastic, I've never seen this before, and I'm amazed by it, with the moulding mesh that just transforms with heat. It's incredible. You also get the case as well. And with that case, when you get it home, if you decorate it, depending on your choice and your taste, your case, once decorated, could look like that. Imagine taking sandwiches to work in that. Imagine the budget coming out of number 10 in that case. Maybe it will. Maybe if the Chancellor is watching, maybe he's buying one, or her. I don't even know who it is these days. But you'll be able to pop anything you like in that case. It's an incredible deal, it really is. Talking about budgets, you can split the cost. 2 payments of £25, and you've got 2 payments right there, so it's interest-free. And anything else you add to your basket will also be on FlexiBuy, so you can split the cost of that into 2. Right, we're going to go down the counter to show you some more items because we are busy. That's your one-day special. We are heading back to Ali, but I do want to show you the watch fobs. We're limited stock. Let me just grab one. There you go. We are very, very limited. Now, these are super lightweight. They are your fantastical Imaginarium. 12 fob watches for you. Limited stock, though. Aren't they great? Look at the detail that's in there. Love those. You can paint over those. You can add all kind of mediums, but they're so lightweight. Absolutely fantastic. And proving very, very popular. Limited stock on those, £9.99, 364738. Wings, give it wings, let it fly. Half the stock of the wings, they are actually literally flying out the door. You've got 6 pairs, so there's 12 wings in total, and you do have a left and a right, so you can place them in the angel format if you want to. So 6 pairs, but if you want to use them individually, you've got 10 wings, but beautiful detail on there. You can see on the, sorry, 12 wings. What did I say? Did I say 10? Do beg your pardon. 12 wings. And then you've got those lovely detail in there. Isn't that great? 076284 is your item number for those. Only £9.99. Now, we sold out of the faces. We got them back. So you could say we got some new faces. But we're now at half the stock of the faces gone. Let me just lift one of these up. They're beautiful, so smooth, so smooth. Gender neutral as well. So if you wanted to add whiskers or a beard, you've got the opportunity to do that. You could just leave it as it is, which is beautiful. Now, it's sold out once already. It's back on extended delivery, dispatching on the 2nd of March, but over half the stock has gone. Over half the stock of those faces have gone. They are fabulous. 639842 is your item number, only £9.99. Now, we've got the gesso available for you with those drying triangles. There you go. Or drying cones. We've got them, and Ali's got them here, so we'll show you how to use them. With the gesso, what we'll do is we'll bring up the details for the gesso on the screen. You can choose from white or black. The drying triangles are the same, or pyramids, sorry, the drying pyramids are the same, but the gesso, black or white. £9.99. 871331 is your item number. Right, thank you for accommodating me with that. We're back with Ali.
Right, so we're going to do a twisty shelf.
And this is in the one day special.
This is in the one day special. Now, I've always loved this design of shelf. We've done this for a few years and we've done it in different sizes. This is what we call the mini twisty shelf. So basically, it's a normal shelf, but then you have these two pieces that when you add, so I'm just going to glue this because you need to see this because it does look quite complicated, but actually it's really easy. So that just goes onto there, popping it along. Then we flip it over, and then it goes the opposite way round. So you get that little twist. So it looks, but it lends itself to things like we're going to do Old Father Time, or as I've got in the corner here, my dragon with his tail wrapped around.
That dragon is absolutely spectacular. It really is. I'll just grab one of the samples with Old Father Time.
So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to do Old Father Time.
Doesn't that look fantastic? And that's using one of the faces. You see that? Oh, I nearly had to run then. I thought that was a spider. It's not, is it?
No.
No. Whew, I think it's just a magic mesh. We're all right.
It is the moulding mesh.
Did you see the way I jumped?
And also we've used the twine, and when so it's just that. We're going to use the twine a bit in a minute. That
is fantastic. All in your one day special. You can make and create this from your one day special. Absolutely love that. And when we show you the dragon's tail as well, oh my word!
Do you want the dragon?
Oh, can we? Let me pop that back up there. Excuse me for just.
I've already thrown my dragon egg across the. It's only polystyrene. So that's the dragon.
Ooh, Easter.
But I just like the with the twist. It lends itself to that idea of things wrapping around. So there's the dragon.
So that's the
and
eye.
Then his tail is wrapped around. Wow, just following on from the shape of the shelf.
That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Where shall I pop that? Shall I pop that at the back?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, let me just pop that at the back, just there.
Right, now because I was planning on doing this later, but because the faces are running out, so normally this is our matte acrylic medium, which I would normally put,
touch a thing,
which I would normally put into a little pot, but I'm actually just going to cheat and put it into my hand and squeeze it in. So normally I'd have a cup or something like that I'd work with, but I'm using just my hand at the moment, so please excuse me.
We do have the acrylic medium on the show. You get 2 bottles, and what we'll do is we'll get them past. I can't make that one stand up. There you go. I'm not doing too well today. Right, these are 2 of your matte acrylic mediums, and there's 100 ml in each one. This is what Ali is using at the moment. Only £9.99 for both of those, but you'd recommend going for these, would you, Ali?
Yes, because this is what we use to sculpt the fabric, and you can use it as a sealant on things. You can shape paper and all sorts of things with it. So all I've done is.
Will that go hard?
It goes. It's not like rock hard, but it's harder so that it will keep its shape. Doesn't matter what you do, that will keep its shape.
Nice. And that's just a piece of
fabric, yeah.
Oh my
so I'm going to dry it a little bit, just so that you'll see.
Doesn't she look serene?
Well, she looks serene at the moment, but she's going to get some hair in a minute. Yeah. I'm going to make her a beard.
Just like me, I still look serene.
Right, so I'm just drying that off a little bit because it is quite sticky.
Yeah.
So it will keep that shape. So you've got time to manoeuvre it till you get the style that you want, but then it goes. So it still has that fabricy sort of feel, but it keeps its basic. If
somebody wanted to sell their creations from the one day special or anything else we've got on the show, is that okay?
Of course they can. Yeah? Of course they can. Yeah.
That's good.
This is the other thing when we're trying to come up with products, is that they have, even if you might not necessarily have hundreds of them on your stall, if you're predominantly a card maker, you might not want hundreds of these sorts of things on, but you might want 1 or 2 just to catch people's eyes.
Now I've got some news for you. The fob watches, they have sold out, but we've managed to get some back on extended delivery. That's good news for you. £9.99, 364 738. They have sold out, but we'll get them on extended delivery, dispatching on the 2nd of March, 24th of March. Oh, hang on. 24th of February, do we mean? Sorry. 24th of February, so there's only 7 days to wait for that. So that's not long, is it? And I'm sure that time will fly by. £9.99.
Well, it is a fob watch.
Yeah,
and if you get the wings, it will fly, won't it?
Exactly.
Okay, so we're just giving them a bit of a beard.
Yes.
So all I'm doing is I'm taking the twine and I'm unravelling it, and just. Now, the idea with this demo was I was going to do this today.
Yep.
And then I was going to leave it to dry overnight. I was going to prepare the other side with the watch and everything, and then gesso it tomorrow. Is that still okay to do that?
Of course.
So there, I've got a bit of a beard going on there. Looks, I took some photos of this and it's like, am I making ZZ Top or am I making Old Father Time? We went through a few stages, but this is the thing with mixed media. You kind of have to keep a little bit of faith in yourself.
Yes.
And see beyond. Just remember that you've got gesso, you've got gilding waxes, you've got all sorts of other things that you can add colour to it. So just focus on texture. I think I've said this before, but one of the nicest things at a workshop, when you first start doing things like this with people, they'll go, oh yeah, I like the colour of that fabric, or no, I don't like that colour. Can I? It's like, no, don't worry. And then all of a sudden you get to the stage where you see them rummaging in a box. It's like, oh, I like the texture of that. And at that moment, you know they've got it.
Yeah. And with your one-day special, it really is like a workshop in a box, in a case, because you've got your 10 projects, but you've also got the added extras. And Ali said it's all the added extras that go out in her workshops as well. So think about the texture that you're using. You've got texture in there. You've got the ability to build texture with those masks, with the stencils that are in there, with the embellishments. You've got that fantastic DVD as well, so you can watch in your own time, and you can watch again, you can pause it, you can go back. And once you've done a project, you could share it with a friend, and your friends can come round and you could do it together. I think this would be a great weekend away box to go away with your friends, and you've got the whole kit to go with. Take your paints with you, take your gessos, buy them if you want to, but you can just open up the box and you say, right, let's just craft away. It'd be an excellent idea.
Now, did I hear you say that there was fob watches on extended delivery?
There are fob watches on extended delivery.
I was just wondering if I should grab a fob watch from here, which I just happen to have one lurking in your basket like you do. So I was going to use another one of my lovely one of those, but we can use another fob watch.
Excellent. Yes, we'll be dispatching these on the 24th of February. Not long to wait with your fob watches, but we had sold out, but managed to get them back, so that's good news.
Okay, because I'm working in a bit of a hurry, don't know why, I feel a little rushed.
No, don't feel rushed.
But what I've done is I've just taken my side panel off, but I've got to be very conscious not to let anything go into those little slots there, because I want to be able to pop that back on when Mr. Old Father Time has dried a little bit.
Yes.
So again, I'm using my fob watch to hold this in place. I'm going to go, oh actually, I know what. Okay, let's take out some of these strands, because until I heat it, I can take out strands, which will give us a curlier edge. Yeah. Okay, let's take that one out. Come on, there we go. And they could make antennas and for bugs.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. You know, if you took quite a few of them out,
yeah,
and you had them like glued together at the centre, could you still use the heat gun and then make them go all?
Yeah, they'll go all curly-whirly. So look how lovely they curl in.
Oh, right. I've never seen this before, Ali. I find it fascinating.
I had to be brave to bring it, because it's like we've had it for a while and it's like I don't know, but I thought no, we'll put it in the kit here, because there's plenty else in the kit, and then people will go, I'll just give it a go. Right, so I'm now going to add some other bits and pieces, and then we will leave this to dry, and unfortunately we're going to have to look at this tomorrow, because I need this to dry overnight. Yes. Unfortunately, because I've got the moulding mesh on there, whereas I would normally gesso and dry it with a heat gun, I have to be careful if I've got my moulding mesh as I like it, because obviously it's heat reactive. So I just have to bear that in mind. Do you know what I like watching you work like this? You're so confident. You know exactly where everything's going. I know you've been doing this for a while, I know that, but do you think that's part of the element with mixed media? It is, but there isn't actually. There's a rough plan, but it's like I just thought there's a gap there. I've got some twine here. Yeah. So all I've done is I've drawn a pattern with my glue, and then I'm laying my twine in. So now I've got like a vine going on. So if I take some little bits of twine, This is why twine had to go in the case, and anybody that's been to my workshops knows that there is always twine out on the table. And it's like, it's one of those things that I grabbed and I thought, for the sake of a little bit of cost to us, I would rather pop it in the case and you have it, because you'll start using it rather than go, I can't. So I'm just doing a little vine here, because the idea of Old Father Time was he was nature and time together. It's quite sort of a bit like the Green Man.
Yeah. Do you think him and Mother Nature are related?
They must be, mustn't they? But this is where I can get lost. Another one I did was my Under the Sea one, where again, I've put up on Facebook, but I'll put some more up of the pictures of it at the different stages, because that's when you see that where mixed media comes into its own, because it's like at this stage you're like, really, is she, you know, does she know what she's doing? But
I can see what you're doing, and now you've said about just think textures, think filling spaces, don't always fill or overfill, because that gesso, when it goes over the top,
that's it. And also, again, I used to always try and get texture on everything. I'd screw up paper, but I discovered I was using my mica sprays, and actually having areas flat, you get another interesting look. So I'm going to leave some areas flat.
Yes.
So that, our vine coming up there, I will just do.
And you're going to gesso over gesso over the flowers,
over the whole lot. If I wanted the flowers to be a particular colour, I would sort of roughly indicate where they're going to go. With you know, just a pencil mark or something like that, or just a blob of glue, even just to say that's where they're going to go. I'd gesso it and then stick them on afterwards, a bit like I did with the clock face at the start.
Now what are you doing there?
Right, this is our glue, and if I leave this to dry like this, you get little lumps, little bobbles, so it'll look.
Could look like little
almost
braids
like rivets.
or rivets, that's it.
So it's going to have quite an industrial look on this side.
Oh, I like that.
So we're having the nature in industry, and then again the nature side there. So we just leave that. Now,
and this is where your triangles actually
this is where your triangles come in really handy, because if I left that on the work surface like that, I will put something on top of it. Whereas if I raise that up,
and you get the pyramids with the gesso, look at that. Now you know, and also it means, look at me, I've got glue here, I've got something that you can't touch, and it actually makes you aware as well as
another
drying
thing
it.
I like to do with my twine, is particularly on the Twisty shelf, is run some along the edge.
All right.
And that is when I'm very much likely to stick it to the table, because there's glue all round. But yes, just raise it up on your drying pyramids until it's dry. Well,
can't wait to see how that transpires tomorrow when we come back to this project. We need drying time. It has to be dry overnight. But it was great to see those, because we are very busy for certain elements within that project. So we wanted to show you that. Let's have a look at those dry-in pyramids and the gesso. You get to choose from black or white. That's in the gesso, not the triangles. They're the same, or the pyramids. I keep calling them triangles, the pyramids. $9.99, 871 331 is your item number, and that's brand new today. Now we are limited stock for the faces again. Can you believe that? Oh,
there's
my goodness.
There's going to be a lot of faces around our factory.
Yes, there are.
It's very spooky some days.
I know. Don't work at night. It'd be very spooky. $9.99 for those. 639-842. We sold out once. These are on extended delivery, dispatching on the 2nd of March. Very, very busy. $9.99. If you do want them, pop them in your basket. You get 10. If you want to buy more than one set, you can do, but we are busy. So let's head back to... Oh, sorry. We're also busy. Oh, the wings. Approaching 60% of the wings have gone. So you've got 12 wings, 6 pairs. You've got left and right in a pair. They're fabulous, love them. 076284 is your item number. Right, we're back with Ali. And we're going to do the notice board, are we now?
We are. So basically, again, this is one of the kits from the One Day Special. So on its own, it's a nice little kit, very easy to put together. You've got a backboard, you've got a little shelf, and you've got little hooks that hang underneath, so you can hang your keys up. So a really nice little project in itself.
Right. You've got some sizable projects.
This is it. We try to do a mixture of things that are really practical. So you've got the little desk tidy.
Yeah, look at this.
I say little desk tidy. It's at the side of me here. So, and again, we've kept with the mixed media theme of because you need to hide some of the workings sometimes.
Yes.
So we've made them little decorative panels so you can put little pictures in them.
Love that. Yeah, some really good sizable projects in this. I love it.
Right, so I just need to get my gesso out. So here's my white gesso. Okay.
Would you always gesso your MDF?
No, you don't need to. It's just I want to take away the colour of the MDF on this occasion because I'm going to ink it. And obviously, if I was to ink straight onto the MDF, you would get that colour interference. So by having white gesso, the time that I use gesso is like I did earlier, where I had all the different textures and materials.
Yeah.
By using gesso, it meant that everything acted the same. But no,
you're only using a tiny bit there with a sponge.
You just put it on with a sponge. And I'm just trying to avoid. I want to get in there before I put the shelf on, but I've got to be careful not to go into the slots because obviously, because we're going to slot things in, you don't want it to swell up and mean that you're going to have to sand it. So generally you should always build and then gesso, but it's hard for the camera to see what I'm doing if I'm working around a shelf. Right, so just line that up. Okay, and before I do that, I'm just going to roughly cut. This is one of our collage papers.
And that's in the one day special.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure, cut a bit more off.
So if you've got 10 projects, if you wanted to do a project every weekend.
Yeah, you're sorted for, that'll see you through.
Incredible. Even one every 2 weeks, you've got lots of projects to work with.
And also, obviously I'm working on them quite quickly here because it's a case of I want to show you so much.
Yes.
But something like the notice board I did with the paintbrush on was a sizable project. You know, that's not done in an hour.
Oh, let me show you this. No, this is lovely.
So this is the sort of one we're going for at the moment.
Is it this one or the one with the paintbrush?
That's the one we're doing at the moment. Similar to that, we're doing at the moment.
This is what we're doing at the moment. Isn't that lovely? And everything that you see right there is in your one day special. Is that pot in your one day special as well?
No, it's just a little jam jar. You know, the ones from
yes,
motorway services and bed and breakfast places.
I've got many.
People save me pots and out-of-date herbs and spices, and I love it.
Oh, I've got so many pots at home from a certain dessert. You can have them all. I've got about 300.
Oh, they're really good, they are.
Yeah, they are. That is lovely.
So that was a bit more of an in-depth one. So obviously that takes you a little bit longer. But the basic one I'm doing at the moment won't take very long at all.
Superb. Love that.
So I'm just doing, so this is an old extract from an old newspaper. It's about houses that are up for rent. So have a read, it's really funny. The maid's bedroom.
Is that Mansfield?
Yeah, it's Derbyshire Times.
Wow. Now, we are over 40% of the stock of the one day special gone in the first hour, the first live hour of the one day special with Ali. We are on single figures again for the faces. We sold out once. We're extremely limited. I do need to let you know that. I know it's been quite a fraught first hour, but because we've been so busy, we do need to keep you up to date with what's going on with the stock so you don't miss out.
Okay. Now this takes a little bit of forward planning because I'm going to put the string, twine. Twine's much posher than string.
Yes.
It's posh.
And never the twine shall meet.
Exactly. And I'm going to overhang it a little bit here because I want to be able to pull it tight later.
Got you.
But what I'm doing is spreading it out so it's going fairly flat. Okay, there is method in my madness most of the time. Okay.
Very good.
So in we go, just across, so just flatten it out. I've used Distress Ink to age this paper, but quite a lot of my samples, and on the DVD I show you can use a tea bag, which gives a really nice proper aged look because you get a water effect with it.
Yes. And
it's not so uniform. But my husband laughs because I sit there with an old tea bag, and I have turned up for demos before with a little cup with a tea bag in.
Well, we used to do that at school. We used to dip it in tea, didn't we, or vinegar to make it sort of all
lemon
crinkly.
juice is good. If you use coffee, it goes more crinklier, yes, more like parchment, which is nice.
Yeah.
Again, mix your coffee with warm water
Yeah.
because it mixes quicker.
Yeah. Oh, Jean has emailed in. Hello, Jean.
Hello.
She says, so lovely to see you, Ali. And she said, tea bags and cabbage leaves.
Cabbage leaves are really good for homemade dyes.
Wow.
Onion skins are good as well.
For homemade dyes?
Yeah, you can make some really nice dyes with the natural ingredients.
Do you know onion ring?
Not onion rings, don't use onion rings. Definitely don't use onion rings. The batter goes really soggy.
Yeah, but it'd make a nice paste.
It would make a lovely...
It would.
Well, it'd thicken up, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. Ooh.
Oh dear,
Oh,
oh dear. Who's doing my 9 o'clock show? They're in trouble.
Dear. That's funny. No, onion. That's
yeah,
interesting.
onion skins.
Onion skins.
There's also...
I think it's Catherine doing the show with you.
I'll apologise now.
Yes.
Sorry, Catherine.
We've had a technical sellout for the faces. We've got 1 minute queues on the phones. I'm telling you all this because we're coming up to the end of the first hour.
Okay, so I just need to get that into there. There we go. Sorry if you're only seeing the top of my head, but I needed to lean over and have a look.
Right.
So that's my shelf in. Okay, so now if I turn that round, you can see you've got your little hooks to hang your keys on.
Oh,
I'm going to ink that in a minute.
Brilliant.
So now these are sandwiched in here.
Yeah.
I wait till the glue's dried, then I can just make sure that they're nicely pulled tight and then cut them off. So let's age this up a little bit. So again, my distress ink, and because I've white gessoed this, it will, to begin with, it will look really quite harsh on the distressing, but as that soaks into the gesso, you get a really nice aged look.
It's fantastic.
Okay, knock your glue over.
If you were to go, say someone's new to mixed media and they're loving what you're seeing and they're going for the one day special and they think, right, I need some inks, I need some colours. What 3 colours would you say go for that will get them started to do some really cool things?
I would go for quite bright colours actually, because we've just said you can use tea, you can use coffees to do your browns. So go for something like a red, because red's very hard to find a natural colour. Something that can warm it up like a yellow or an orange, and then a nice bright blue, because that will make things pop.
That makes sense. I didn't think you'd say that. I thought you was going to go for the grungy colours, but you're quite right. You do that with your natural ingredients.
There's alternatives to those.
Genius.
So go for something that you can't readily make yourself.
Genius. Ali, it's been an absolute joy. Over 40% of the stock has gone. We are back at 9 o'clock. Ali's going to be back with Catherine, but of course people can buy in between the hours. Thank you so much, Ali. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we'll see if we can get some more faces for